Brazil, the Magazia and Queen Mother of Tumu, Hadia Alima Issa, the Fulani Kuro. Your Excellency, to interest you to know, we have the Fulani Paramount Chief. So Tumu Kuro's Fulani Paramount Chief is here. Is Kuro Mahamud Momoni. We have added Kuro to him. We don't know how the full name called Kuro, so we are using our title. We have the Hamisin Kuro, that's the youth leader of Tumu. He's also here. Musa Tomye Betidma, the registrar of the Tumu Traditional Council is here. Mr. A.K. Bial, regent of Bujan, Ba Timwa. Your Excellency, we also have the elders of Tumu led by the landlord of Tumu. Landlord of Tumu, Baba Tomye Canton, is also the head of the Canton family. He's here with all his sectional heads to receive you. These are the people who are here, Your Excellency, to meet you. Thank you. So, the Chief Imam of Tumu, Alaji Malam Adebu Canton, and his team are also here. We also have the heads of department. For now, they are covered, but they are to the extreme, and they are also here to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Okay. Your Royal Highness, Tumu Kuro, and your other revered traditional leaders, elders, religious leaders, heads of department, may I take this opportunity to introduce the dignitaries who have come here with His Excellency, the Vice President. We have with us a son of the soil, Dr. Joshua Jebuntie Zato. We also have with us Hadia Bibi, Deputy CEO, Northern Development Authority. Also with us, Joseph Hoyaja, Deputy National Organizer of the New Patriotic Party. We have Haruna Mohammed, Deputy General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. We also have with us the Honorable Don Buedu, Senior Campaign Aide to the Flag Bearer and former General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. We have with us the former Member of Parliament for the Sisala East constituency, Honorable Dauda Abbas Ridwan. We have with us Honorable Habib Tijani, Ambassador to Saudi Arabia. Also with us, we have Honorable Kojo Poku, a senior campaign aide to the flag bearer and also a flag bearer aspirant. With us, we have our in-law, Honorable Salihu Said, aka Honorable SS, also in our midst. He is a senior campaign aide to the flag bearer. We have with us Dr. Susanna Alo, a senior campaign aide to the flag bearer. We also have with us the third vice national chairman of the NPP, Chairman Alhaj Masuhudu, aka Chairman Buga Buga. Here with us, we have the regional chairman of the NPP, Chairman Al-Haj Abdurrahman Abdul Aziz, aka Chairman White. We also have with us Dr. Antoinette, who is also a Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. We have the Honorable Member of Parliament for the Nandom constituency, our in-law, Honorable Ambrose Derry Davos. We also have here the Honorable Minister for Defense, Honorable Dominic Little, MP for Bibila constituency, and the campaign coordinator for the Northern Belt in 2024 elections. We have with us the Royal Highness, the Honorable Municipal Chief Executive for the Sisala East Municipal, Honorable Yakubu Baton Hussein. We have with us the Honorable Regional Minister, Honorable Stephen Yakubu. Your Royal Highness Tumu Kuro, your elders, religious leaders, heads of department, the one who is leading the NPP in the Sisala East constituency, Chairman Suara, Chairman of the Sisala East constituency. Now have the singular honor to introduce to us the Member of Parliament for the Sisala East constituency and also Deputy Minister, Sanitation and Water Resources, Honorable Amin Shida. He is also a parliamentary candidate for the Sisala East constituency. Before he takes me on, he is also an Alaji, a very fresh Alaji. The Royal Highness, our revered elders, heads of department, religious leaders, are introduced to us, the leader and flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party, the sitting Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency, Dr. Bawumia. Without much ado, we want to humbly invite a welcome address from Your Highness, the Tumu Kuro. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Al-Haj Dr. Bawumia, Your Excellencies, members of the Council of State present, Honorable Regional Minister and other ministers present, Honorable Member of Parliament present, MMDCs, heads of departments and NGOs present, distinguished sub-chiefs, the press, heads of security services, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. I wish to present this address on behalf of His Excellency Guru Richard Babni Anton the Sixth, Tumu Kuro, and member of Council of State. I am indeed delighted to receive you and your entourage to my palace this evening. I wish to state that since your assumption of office as Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, you have never turned your back towards my palace, because you have always made it a point to call on me whenever you visit the region. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to use this platform to congratulate His Excellency on his election as the presidential candidate of the new Patriotic Party. The overwhelming endorsement by the NPP delegates is a clear testimony of the confidence reposed in you as the Vice President of Ghana. Your Excellency, as Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, I can say without any evocation that you have discharged your duties remarkably as the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. And I am confident that if Ghanaians give you the steer as the substantive driver, you will drive them to a safe destination. Honorable Regional Minister, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the government of His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo over the past 7 years have implemented policies that are impacting positively on my people. You can mention the free SHS policy, the planting for food and jobs, the construction of an astroturf, the dignitaries, and the Tumu Water project are all projects that are benefiting my people. Notwithstanding these remarkable achievements, my people still have some developmental challenges. Your Excellency, the failure of succeeding regimes since independence and the current government to completely fix the major track roads linking to move to any major town within eastern of office makes my people feel they have been neglected in the area of infrastructure. We have always been told that all the major roads have been awarded on contract, but what is delaying the full execution of these projects is what I don't know. And that is why, within the short time left for this current government term of office to end, I would be grateful if you could personally get the contractors to site to continue the road works. Your Excellency, the Tumu Township roads is yet another area I would be happy if you could impress upon the contractors to speed up work to bring the municipality to its befitting status. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, the Sisala East municipality was left out of the Agenda 111 projects. The current municipal hospital lacks the capacity to cater for the health needs of the outgrown population. The worst part is the state of the children's ward. The roof of the ward has become a death trap, leading to the closure and thereby putting the pressure on the hospital management as to where to admit children. I wish to appeal to you that something urgent needs to be done. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, there is also another bridge over the Tumu Dam who divides the Tumu Township into two halves. And there are schools across the other side. The bridge is currently not fit for purpose and a potential threat for lives in case there's a downfall. Your Excellency, Minister of State present, ladies and gentlemen, the Sisala area is predominantly an agric area, but the cost of inputs is worrying. Few farmers can afford to buy inputs for their farms. I therefore wish to appeal to the Ministry of Agriculture through you to ensure that the recently launched Phase 2 of the Nothing for Food and Jobs farm credit inputs are supplied to farmers. Your Excellency, one more small request. 3 of my senior highs have not been given pickups, and they have to trek from Tumu to Wa every week to transact business. I would be grateful if you could provide them with pickups. I also want to request for the Tumu port to be elevated to a circuit port because of the distance from Tumu to Wa. Your Excellency, I don't know whether you have commissioned the AstroTech or yet to be commissioned. If you do commission it, we will plead with you to elevate the AstroTech to a status where they can provide seating for spectators. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this year, 2024, is an election year, and I'm happy to say that His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has elevated politics in Ghana ever since he came into the limelight of politics, where elections has become a contest of ideas, and I think that is the way to go. I have, however, noticed that tension is beginning to rise among political opponents, thereby raising the temperature, the country's temperature. Ghana is the only country we have, and we cannot therefore afford to tear it apart because of elections. Permit me to use this platform to call on all stakeholders in the electioneering process to conduct their activities in a free and fair manner. The enable parties to accept and have confidence in the electoral process. I also want to implore all stakeholders to resort to the Constitution and the laws of Ghana to address all challenges as and when they come, rather than to incite violence, as this will end up to the rule against their pain. On this note, once more, I wish His Excellency well and the best of luck on this journey he has embarked on. To become the next president of Ghana. Feel free to carry out your political activities. You also enjoy the traditional hospitality of the people of Tumu and the municipality. Long live Sisala East, long live Ghana, long live.
Thank you, Your Royal Majesty, Tumu Kuro, for the welcome address. We now move to invite our Honorable Member of Parliament, Honorable Amidu Chinya, to share a word with us.
Thank you very much, Regional Secretary. Your Excellency, the flag bearer and leader of our party, and God willing, the next president of the Republic of Ghana. Your Excellency, Tumu Kuro, Member of Council of State, and your chiefs, my father, the landlord, and elders of Tumu, the chief imam and imams who are here, heads of decentralized departments, ministers of state, and the entourage of His Excellency. Your Excellency, I want you to permit me to speak directly in the local language. Anu Kuro la kalasera ha, ala nila kalasu kora ha. Lanyama Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, Singa Finazala NPP Gurus, Oka the 2024 election. Jenam Oka and Oka Tumu Kuro and Sala Kalana. Akamama, Abi Virginia, Singa MP, Abraham MP, Akamu Adama. Ekamu so many months to go and the Kuro Kala, and Sala Kala. But the Langa Kerry, 7 December, Valley of 40, the photo by His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, President, a put about Abi Virginia, MP Magazine, oh, Madazanella. This is a lot of killers in Ghana. I don't kill the MP documents in Ghana. Only Langa Kerry, Aka MPP party, that is is presidential and the parliamentary on the Dr. Bawumia Galana Bine, there are documents of Galana Bine, Amama Kalajima, Dr. Bawumia Vice President, I can kill that is South I can kill that Ghana, Lajima Olga President. We get the South Indian, we get the Ghana, Lamapa. But now, Lozanga President, go Vice President, support Tumu, I can turn and Tumu, I'm Dr. Bawumia. Amala Kalajima, Nanga, Supa, I don't know, say, to Supa, but to Walla. Ghana Constitution, go Ghana, Merabu, those of Ghana President. Ongada Banner and the Vice President. So they're not using our Vice President. Don't also tell them, we don't have a bank, don't have President. Let us not President. Don't let us get to a go as President. But then think of more than that. But being a sinner can't say to the reason. So we should have let Kurusum, let Yantina, let Isiasan, let Imam, Aronia. La heads of department are necessary kana but la Kedemole and Nivala and Totoron on the 7th of December, the good about Dr. Bawumia and Virginia, Ghana Cabinet. La Damo de la Party Niazi, Medina Gurus Pala do on what is most time. Amasolon Mensoma, La Gurusum, La Nela La Musula Sopan. I don't check Spalara, I don't Sala Calasolo, Mesoma, but the Langa Kerry. Kuro Wolaton, Madiana, politics to Yosum, politics for not bring her, Renature Lu Botocom, that's the Tenera Sentama, I don't the Tenera Jansen, Baby and Botocom. I'm not pushing Nuyan, more regular Tonia, Achimian, or Yakalam. But they left being the nature of Virginia. They didn't have a China, or Mrs. School, or Mrs. School, Amazo. They are in check. Bobina, Abidina Jamu to Bahunkala because of politics. The tenor of Sistema as MP, my party Sistema, Bama Gambo, who followed the Yankton after 2024 at the Gambo. The Yantamon Makala, I'm not very Baraka.
Thank you very much, Honorable Amid Junior MP and Parliamentary candidate for the Sisala East constituency. Our hard-working heads of department present here, our religious leaders, elders, mothers, Tumu Kuro and your sub-chiefs. I have the singular honor to invite the leader and flag bearer of the new patriotic party, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, to address us. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Tumu Kuro, Member of the Council of State, President of the Tumu Traditional Council, the chiefs, the elders, the Tindambas, the Chief Imam and the Imams, eminent clergy, heads of department, my esteemed team who have followed me here. I am most grateful for the opportunity to be in your palace, Your Majesty, once again. I look forward always to being here because you have taken me as your son and I have taken you as my father. So when I come, I'm coming home. Today, I am here in my capacity as the presidential candidate and leader of the new Patriotic Party as we enter the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. I am on my campaign tour, and since I began the processes towards the campaign tour after the outdooring of my running mate, I said that if I'm starting my campaign, I have to come back home and start it from home before I go. And that is why I have come back home to begin my tour of all the constituencies in the 5 northern regions before I proceed to ask for your blessings, to ask for your prayers, to ask for your support. Your Majesty, this election is a historic election. I know that Ghana has not yet seen this election before, and it may take a while for us to see this election again, because this is the first time that in Ghana, in our democratic dispensation, that we are having an election where the 2 major parties are presenting candidates, both of whom are coming from the northern parts of Ghana. And so it is a historic election because we are going to produce a northern president for Ghana. But the question is, which of the 2 candidates should we support? It's between Dr. Bawumia and former President Mahama. Well, former President Mahama is former because he has been president before. We've all seen his work as president. When he was president, he said that if the NPP wants the North to vote for them, they should elect Dr. Bawumia as the presidential candidate. Your Majesty, when the former president said this, he was 100% sure that the NPP will never elect Dr. Bawumia. He thought it was not possible. And many people thought so. But God makes leaders. And God said it was possible and made it possible. And therefore, I have been elected as the presidential candidate. So I will ask the North, therefore, to support me, just like what the former president said. But not just to support me because I am from the North. If you look at the record of the former president, you will see, Your Majesty, that his tenure did not bring much in the way of development to our 5 northern regions and to most of Ghana. When you look at it, indeed, during his tenure, he had the Savannah Accelerated Development Authority as his major vehicle to bring development to the north. But if I ask everybody here present whether you have seen or can identify a SADA project in Tumu, I'm sure you will say you haven't seen one. There's not one in Gulu. There's not one anywhere in the Upper West region or anywhere in the 5 northern regions. We asked them a long time ago what they used the hundreds of millions of dollars that they spent for the Savannah Accelerated Development Authority. They told us they had red guinea fowls, which escaped to Burkina Faso. Your Majesty, during the term of the former president, not one major road was built in the Upper West or Upper East region. Not one. 8 years of their government. Not one. During that term, he cancelled teacher training allowances. He cancelled nursing training allowances. He cancelled Arabic instructors allowances. Even chalk in school was a problem. And then you saw that we lived under 4 years of doomsday. So this is why he was voted out of office in 2016. He came back in 2020, he was voted out again. And he's back again in 2024. I believe we'll vote him out again. Your Majesty, when we were campaigning for office in 2016, we said we understood the importance of education and therefore said we are going to offer free senior high school education to Ghanaians. Your Majesty, the former president said it would not happen. He said if he had the money, he would not spend it on free senior high school education. We insisted that this was the best way to spend our resources. And we have delivered free senior high school education to Ghana. We have increased enrollment in senior high school from 800,000 in 2016 to 1.4 million in 2023. This is a 600,000 increase in 7 years. In 60 years, we had 800,000. In 7 years, we've had an additional 600,000. And what is most remarkable is that the highest enrollments for the senior high school, the highest enrollments come from the 5 northern regions. The top 5 of the 16 is the 5 northern regions. But that makes sense because we are the poorer of the regions. And so this is why our parents are not able to afford school fees. And that is why we are enrolling in senior high school in such large numbers. And we have, in addition to free SHS, we have introduced free technical and vocational education to our people. We have brought STEM education as well. Your Majesty, I know that education is very, very, very close to your heart. You really want to see our people get educated. And I know that when you spoke to me and the welcome address also, you were asking me, you said that there was a personal request you had. And I was wondering what the personal request was. And you said 3 of your schools don't have pickups. This is a king or who is about development. He's not asking for himself. When he says a personal request, he says my schools, 3 of them. Tumu Senior Technical High School, Canton Senior High School, and the Nursing and Midwifery Training College here. So His Majesty Tumu Kuro made a personal request. He says, I need 3 pickups for my schools. When your father asks you such a thing, what can you say? So you will get 3 pickups when I get back to Accra. So, but you are concerned about education, as we are. We are going to make sure we continue with the education. Very soon, all the senior high school students, we are distributing the laptops, and if they have not yet arrived, they will arrive very soon. Tablets for every senior high school student in this country. When we came in, we restored the teacher training allowances. We restored the nursing training allowances. We restored the Arabic instructors allowance. And we have implemented planting for food and jobs. We finished the first phase, and we are going to do the second phase. 200,000 farmers have been registered in the country to benefit from the second phase of the planting for food and jobs. I am happy to note that Tumu or Sisala East has the highest number of farmers registered in the Upper West region, 4,000 farmers. And they are going to get the free fertilizers that are coming to them under the program. And this is a very, very good thing. And we want to continue with it. We want to continue with the dam building program. In the area of agriculture, if God permits me to become president, I want us to move towards lime as fertilizer. The soil scientists have told us that lime is the most effective fertilizer, makes the soil very, very fertile. But the good thing is that Ghana has a lot of limestone, and we can produce the lime for our fertilizers and therefore bring down the cost of fertilizer and make sure our soil fertility is enhanced. We are going to make sure that we mechanize the farming and make access to tractors by the farmers very, very easy across the districts, as well as credit schemes to empower the farmers. So I, by the grace of God, want to focus a lot on agriculture to make sure we can empower our farmers. Your Majesty, when I look at the productivity of our farmers, in fact, you know that the Sisala district has the best in terms of, and the highest in terms of volume of maize production in Ghana. But when I look at the productivity, you see that in Brazil, they are producing about 10 tons per acre. You look at China, they are producing 12 tons per acre. Ghana, we are producing 4 tons per acre. So I have a team that is looking at how we can adopt the methodologies in China and Brazil in places like Tumu, Sisala East, Sisala West, and other areas where we are planting maize so that the farmers can enhance their productivity. And I believe we can double our output with the new technologies that we are going to bring. So I'm going to focus on agriculture. But to focus on agriculture means we have to focus on our roads, because that will enhance our agriculture. And I want to focus a lot. I know that the road network here leaves a lot to be desired. And one of my major areas of focus, by the grace of God, when you get me there, I am going to make sure your roads are worthy of mention in Ghana. But in the meantime, we are going to make sure that some of the contractors who have left will come back. I hear Bawum says he's coming to deal with the town roads and so on. So let us work to get them to start working on these roads. Your Majesty, we have a lot to do. I believe everybody would agree that if you are looking at development, and I've not even talked about what we have done in digitalization to bring a lot of access to people for Momo in terms of interoperability, the Ghana card, and so on. We are thinking about a digital future for Ghana. And I will make sure, because we need a digital future, all our towns
and villages must have telephone network so that we can make sure that they can be full participants in the digital society. Your Majesty, one of the major changes in policy I want to bring is to bring the chiefs closer to government. I want to amend Section 63 of the Chieftaincy Act to give more powers to the chiefs, because there are so many cases that can be adjudicated on in the palaces, but they end up in our law courts and clog the law courts. So we want to amend Section 63, it will appear in my manifesto, so that we can empower the chiefs. To empower the chiefs, however, we need to resource the chiefs. Resourcing the chiefs means, starting off, we have to pay the chiefs living allowances. Currently, we are only paying 1,000 cedis a month for paramount chiefs. We don't pay divisional chiefs, we don't pay queen mothers. I want to change that. If you want the chieftaincy institution to help government, then we have to help the institution. We are going to pay living allowances to our paramount chiefs, to our divisional chiefs, and to our queen mothers, so that they can help us to govern this country, and we'll have a bit more discipline in our country. We want to also bring closer the churches and the faith-based institutions so that they can continue to help us in development. I want to designate the churches and the Islamic institutions which do hospitals, do schools, and all of that. I want to designate them as development partners, which means we want to make them entitled to the incentives that we give our external development partners, so that they can get import duty free for inputs that they are bringing in to build hospitals, to build schools, to bring hospital equipment, books, and so on. We will give them the import duty waiver, just as we do for our external development partners. Your Majesty, there is one other matter which I think we have been talking about in Ghana for a long time: LGBTQ+. I want to make a statement that under a Bawumia presidency, the practice of LGBTQ+, whatever, will not be tolerated in Ghana. We are not going to allow it, and we will make sure our religions don't allow it, whether it's Islam or Christianity. Our culture doesn't allow it, our values don't allow it. We will maintain our values as a society, as a people, and we will not encourage men marrying men or women marrying women in our society. So we will not encourage that practice in our country. Your Majesty, there are so many things I want to do. The full manifesto will come out, but major part of it is to help create jobs for our youth. I want to train about 1 million youth in digital skills. You don't need to be a university graduate to be trained to have digital skills. Even if you are a high school dropout, as long as you can read and write, we will train you to have digital skills. And if you have those digital skills, you can stay here in Tumu or in Gulu and work in America or Canada or Germany or the UK right from here, because you will do it on the internet. So we want to do that, and persons with disability under my government will have free tertiary education. We'll give them the access to tertiary education. So we have many policies which will transform Ghana, and that is what I'm trying to bring into government. Your Majesty, if you look at the work that our government has done compared to the work the former president did in Ghana, I'm sure even for Sisala East constituency, everybody will bear witness. that the NPP government has done more for Sisara East than the former NDC government. So, Your Majesty, I come back to my starting point. This election is going to be a choice between Dr. Bawumia and former President Mahama, who has been a president before. I haven't been a president before. And I am saying, if you look at just what is going to happen, if we vote, we are going to get a northern president. But former President Mahama can only be president for 4 years, 4 maximum. But by the grace of God, Dr. Bawumia can be president for 8 years. If after the term of our next northern president, after that term, it is going to take a long time for us to get another president from the north, because many regions are also looking for the presidency. Isn't that the case? Yes, many regions, and there are 11 other regions out there. Before it comes back to the north, it's going to be a long time. So if we have a chance to produce a president, do we want a president for 8 years or a president for 4 years? 8 years or 4 years? 8 years or 4 years? 8 years will do us a lot of good. And if we want a president for 8 years, then there's only one choice. Let's vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Amidu Chimia so that we will go and work and develop Sisala East, Upper West, the North, and the whole of Ghana. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. The Royal Highness Tumu Kuro has a gift to be presented to His Excellency the Vice President. But before we do that,